Just a move.
It's fine.
Here we
You
go.
can do mini one.
Okay, line up, squid, squid. Line.
Yeah, you can be at the front.
Action!
1, 2, 3. Everyone move back. Cuddle. Leg up. Leg up. Down. Down. Smash. Up. Down. Up. Down. Take the balance. And finish. 1, 2. Okay, let's go.
Pre-show warm-up.
Done.
So, unusually, this story begins with a goodbye. Once upon a time, 9 intrepid young adventurers hugged their buddies farewell and set out for a mere 16-mile journey to a magical woodland called Fishwanton. 8 miles and 2 punches in, and only 1 page into our 4-page map, we have lunch, and it dawns on us that we may have a slightly further distance to go today.
What the hell?
30 miles in, and the cooking team roll up to a gigantic castle. And after facing down a wicked witch, a giant closed sign,
Close.
they come away with boxes full of fresh veg and homemade jam from the castle garden and the family of Peter. Thank you, Peter. 42 miles in, and they finally arrive, set up camp, and fall into bed, bellies full of yummy veg whiff-waff. In the morning, the drowsy team are swiftly whipped into shape by Margaret, the matron of the woods, of the biodynamic woods. They are to spend the day weeding and building a compost heap in the shape of a giant egg. Faster! With the help of Michael, the magical head gardener of Willada. Their backs bent, wellies squelching in the mud. They listen to tales of the moon and the stars. Looks as you know. Of nature's balance and the danger of asking too many questions. It was interesting. As Margaret mellowed, the troop cheered up, and they went to bed glowing with the solidarity that comes from the face of adversity.
We had a much less eventful cycle to Dunbar. And we arrived in Dunbar to cries of
An oven! A roof! A sleeping mat!
We looked round Dunbar on Sunday, and Colin, the bike mechanic, opened his shop especially to service our bikes.
My chain!
Oh, my brake broke again, Colin.
Oh, my derailleur!
I spoke to Brooke. Thank you.
My gears!
My shitty mud guard.
Have some rhubarb crumble.
We had less luck with the food though, as the community bakery and the whole food store were closed. But we still managed to make an incredible lasagna, chips, cake and raspberry coulis. The next day we had our first workshop, which went
Peel
surprisingly well.
banana, peel banana, peel banana.
And we also learned about all the amazing things that Sustain and Dunbar are doing, setting up a community centre, setting up a community bakery, an incredible an edible routes to school project, and loads more. And there was one member of Sustain and Dunbar who went above and beyond.
Hi, Mark. Good to meet you. Here's some raspberries. Here's some. Here, that's for repairing your bike. You can have a wetsuit and go swimming with me in the morning in the sea. And I'm bringing that specially to the window.
And he even cycled with us as we left Dunbar the next day.
Blah, nuclear power station, windmills, blah, blah, blah.
As we waved goodbye to Mark and headed inland away from the sea, we hit the Lammermuir Hills. Thankfully we weren't aware of them in advance. And as we came to the crest of one of the hills, we saw some dark clouds on the horizon and some thunder rumble across the landscape and lightning illuminated the land in front. We cycled faster and faster to get away from the storm before it hit, and most of us made it to the shelter of Abbey St Bathan's Church to have our lunch. Apart from Ralph and Coraline, who were a bit slow and were really wet. After our nice lunch and when the rain had abated, we set off again and made good time. We stopped off at the pub in Duns to find out where we were staying the night, which we didn't actually know yet. But once we knew that we were staying in West Brother Village Hall, we all set off with renewed vigour and a little bit of alcohol in our veins. We cycled past a no more wind turbine sign, which, strangely, didn't quite say that after we'd left.
No more wind turbines.
Quick, there's a car! Duck!
More wind turbines.
We arrived at West Brother Village Hall, happy to have another roof over our heads.
After a good night's sleep in West Brother Hall, we had our breakfast and the following... Wake up everybody. The following scene ensued. Hello, Tweed Valley Organics.
Hi, can I buy some food from you?
Sorry, we won't be in all day, I'm afraid, so you'll have to try the Spotty Dog in Launder. Bye! Hello, Spotty Dog.
Hi, we're looking to buy some fruit and veg.
Sorry, we don't have any veg in stock. The next place is about 30 miles away. Bye!
Shit. I've just had a look on the Food Nation app and there's a place called Real Food in Esterdale, which is only about 11 miles away.
Alright, let's check that out then. Oh, there's that shop.
What the hell?
That's a Chinese takeaway. Oh my god. But not to worry, there was a bakery for bread and a co-op with some Scottish and UK veg. So Emily and Ellie cycled back to the workshops, which were going extremely well, and the lovely headmaster was giving fantastic feedback to the team.
Well done. That was great.
And Ralph had a question.
Yes, Ralph.
Can't remember my question.
That wasn't it.
Okay, how about Emily? Do you know when does the pub open? Whenever you want it to.
So,
Just knock on the door.
so with the inside info of knocking on the door, everyone was in celebration and headed off down to the pub.
Yay!
And the kind landlady welcomed them in to sit by the warm fire and asked them, what drinks would you like, guys?
Bellhaven best.
Bellhaven best.
Bellhaven Beth. Bellhaven Beth.
We had card games, playing the ukulele, pool table, dancing to the jukebox, and all the fun started to wrap up at about 1:30 a.m. And Hannah had some interesting ideas for dealing with a fit of laughter.
Everyone to sleep, okay? We have to be quiet.
Go back in there, lad. We'll try and count to 20. Okay, that won't work. Let's tickle each other. Okay, bed, okay.
So finally they got to bed and thus ended the second night in West Brother.
After a night of whiskey and singing, we set off for a 45-mile cycle to Hoyk. After being awoken to a dance to We're Singing in the Rain.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious thing! I'm happy again!
One team stopped off on the way to the parents of the contact for our host and got cake and tea. Claire had an unfortunate cycle up a huge hill after a coffee. Whilst the other team went through an unexpected ford and spent a while decorating our helmets. We had a mighty stag,
Coraline.
a punky Mohican, and 2 using flowers that made some lovely tea that night. Who's next?
Guys, the late night enthusiasm of tennis of the boys to wake up at 6 a.m. to have an early morning tennis session was broken. There was just no chance to get up. But we were still quite early, trying to leave by 9, but the gods weren't with us this morning. There was a puncture, there were just breaks, and we just never went to Hoik. And when we finally got there, we indulged ourselves in nectarines and peaches from the local market. And we were lucky that Julian from Borders Bicycle